Choosing a rod, reel and line for soft bait fishing has never been easier. My name is Adam Royter and welcome to part 2 of Berkley's soft bait basics. In part 1 we covered soft baits, and if you missed it, you better check that one out. But in this show, I'm going to show you all that you need to know about the rod, reel, line and leader. Let's get started. Let's start by having a look at the rod. This is an important part of your kit. Now the rod needs to be made of carbon or graphite. That's an important selection that you need to make when you go to your tackle store. It needs to be carbon for a couple of reasons. Firstly, carbon is really lightweight and you're doing a lot of casting all day, but you're also working the rod a lot. So the weight of the outfit is important. After a whole day of casting and retrieving, you don't want your arm to fatigue. The other important part about your rod being made of graphite is that it's quite stiff at the tip, so that it relays a lot of the information back down to your hand. It's going to relay things like bites and whether you're hitting structure. Surprisingly enough, you can feel all of that down through a graphite rod to these grips. A couple of other little things that you'll find on a soft bait rod, and it doesn't matter if it's 2-piece, 1-piece, 3-piece, the sections are not important, but the butt sections will be a little bit shorter because you're working that rod close to your body, so you don't want to catch a t-shirt. So having a slightly shorter butt section is important. All in all, soft bait rods are a thing, and you can go to your tackle store and ask for one and they'll show you a whole range of them. Matching a reel to your soft bait rod is important. You really need to make it as lightweight as possible. Thankfully, the modern day thread line or spinning reel like this, they are all lightweight. The thing about them is you don't want them too big. You just want them to carry enough line for your target species. The right weight and the right amount of line is more important than the overall size of the reel. The reel needs to have two very important features, and that is a good quality gearbox. Because you're casting and winding so much with this style of fishing, the gearbox needs to be strong and there needs to be enough bearings in there to stave away any gear wear. The next most important point is the drag system. You'll be using this drag system for sure. A lot of the fish that you're going to catch are aggressive and they're going to want to swim away from you, and you need to let them do that under the pressure of a drag system, tiring them out, enabling you to catch them in the end. A little spinning reel like this is perfect for the job. Obviously, if you're stepping up in line class and you're looking at catching larger saltwater fish, the reel will gain in size, but only to take the right amount of the right weight line. One thing I think you'll be incredibly surprised with when you put a spool of fire line with your new graphite rod is how incredibly sensitive it is. You can feel everything that's happening right down at the lure. You might not be able to see your lure, but you'll be able to feel it. And that's important because you need to know what's happening down there. You need to know if you're getting a tiny little nip or a bite. You need to know if your lure's touching over rocks or hitting logs or going through the weed, and all of that is transmitted up the non-stretched polyethylene fiber line that's in Fireline through that very lightweight sensitive graphite rod straight to your hand. You just won't believe it. It is totally incredible. Berkley Vanish is a fluorocarbon material, and it's what we call leader material, and that goes on between the Fireline and your lure. But why is that? Well, Fireline is coloured and it's very visible. It's a solid format line. Fish can see it, so you need to attach something that they can't see, and that's this clear fluorocarbon line. Fluorocarbon's good for a few reasons. Firstly, it's very abrasive resistant, so if a fish is dragging you back through the structure, you're more a chance to land it than not. But it's also very, very clear when it's put into water because it has the same light refracting index as water. So you need to be able to attach 1.5 to 2 meters of leader to the end of your fire line before you tie your jig head on and attach your soft plastic to that. You do this with a very simple knot. It's called the double uni knot. You can find it online. Just type double uni knot into the search bar, practice it because practice makes perfect, and you're good to go. Well, I hope you learnt just a little bit more about rods, reels, lines and leaders in that segment. Coming up in part 3, I'm going to teach you how to cast and retrieve your soft baits. I'm going to show you some fantastic retrieves that are going to catch you more fish. If you want to know more about any Berkley products, go to berkley.com fishing.com.au. My name is Adam Royter, and tight lines to you.